Starlets, and welcome back to another video. If you're new here today, then hello and welcome. Thank you for clicking on the video. If you do enjoy this video, please do leave it a like down below and a comment. And on the note of comments, this video is dedicated to Penny Vestina. Thank you for leaving this comment. So she had watched the Spider-Man nails and left a comment down below, and today we're doing what she's telling me to do. So Penny, this one's for you. I hope you all enjoy it, and please do subscribe and turn on that bell notification button, and if you have any ideas too, leave it down in the comments below. So let's get on with this Wizard of Oz nails. Okay, so the nails are all buffed and filed and ready to go. Please ignore the state of my mat. I definitely need to change it out. I was definitely a little bit messy on the last one. So ignore that. Just don't look down there. Just look here above. So the plan is that we are going to put all the different characters on the nail as if they're making their way to the castle, whatever it's called. It's the wizard's den, we're going to call it. The wizard's castle den cave. That's where they're going. So it's going to be each character on each of these nails, and then the little yellow brick road up to the magical castle. So let's get going with the video. Okay, so first of all, I'm going in with the base layer of the nails. As I always do, I always like to put down a white to kind of figure out where I want the character or the artwork to be on the nail. So the first nail that we're doing is going to be the Scarecrow. So this part that I'm doing just up here is his hat, and his face is there, and just filling that out as I go along, and now sketching in where I want his body to be placed on the nail. So once that's done, I then go ahead and start putting down the colours that I'm going to be using onto the nail. So here I'm putting down the colour for his face, and we're going to be using quite a few colours because there is a lot of shading that needs to be done. So here also I'm just adding down the colour of his hat that I chose. I couldn't work out from the image that I was using as a reference photo whether his hat was fully black or a dark navy blue or a dark green, but I just chose to just, do a green because, I just thought it looked right in my eyes. So now here I am going in with a bit of shading. So I just keep on going back and forward at this point of the nails. So definitely cure as you're going along. So with this part, when you're laying down a darker shaded tone, I will then go in and cure that quickly so that it doesn't go anywhere further, because gel polish does like to move around on the nail. So if you're used to doing artwork like with acrylic paint and stuff like that, obviously it doesn't move around. But if you're just starting on doing nail art, then it's a bit of a learning curve. You definitely have to keep on curing and adding those layers individually. So here I am placing down his eyes where I wanted them to go. And just adding a little bit of highlight as well. So I was wondering, what would you say your favourite character is from The Wizard of Oz? Is it the Scarecrow who needs a brain? Or is it the lion, the Tin Man, or Dorothy? Or is it her little dog? I don't know who my favourite one is. It's it's just one of those films where you're just like, I don't know what's going on. Why does this Scarecrow like not have a brain, even though he choreographed his song very well and dance moves too? You know, I think he has some form of brain in there because he seems to be quite with it, really. So still going on and just adding the smaller details on and doing his mouth. It definitely does go through quite a creepy stage. When you're doing these nails, you just see this kind of spooky figure just staring back at you with no pupils. But I don't know if the pupils help. It still looked quite creepy to me. But yeah, just keep on adding in those shades and go back and forward. You know, even if you have to go over it again, like, you know, just it's very back and forward and curing and layering it up. And it's practice. And, you know, this nail set was definitely, you know, beyond what I'm used to doing. If you look back on my other nail art, I'm very used to using a black outline, quite a harsh black outline to make them stand out. Whereas on this, I had to kind of use more natural shades and not use the black as much. So that was definitely a struggle for me, but you know, I'm learning. I do not do realism. I can't do it. Props to all the people that can do those amazing realistic artwork on nails. Like, it's absolutely blows my mind how well you can do nail art. And it's, you know, I'm much more of a cartoony sort of nail tech. So yeah, this was definitely a real push for me. But I definitely appreciate the comment that I received to get me to do this set. It definitely, you know, makes me work a little bit harder and see what I can do. And yeah, I'm kind of happy with, you know, how these ones turn out. And we're still on that creepy stage that I was talking about. Like, just look at that face. That is creepy. He's got a little smile there. He's got a tiny little smile. But yeah, just adding in a little bit more depth. It was quite jarring to me because I like to use, as I said, I like to use black. And, you know, that gives you that real oomph and that depth. But you know, not using that, it was, you know, I found myself keep on going back and adding more shading and more shading, and I just had to, in my head, just be like, you know, don't go too far with it, just leave it how it is. But yeah, it's definitely one of those things. Okay, so I was finally happy with it, and I am finally top coating the Scarecrow. And, you know, I'm happy with how he turned out. You can tell that he's the Scarecrow from Wizard of Oz, that's the main thing. And there he is in all his glory. He's off to find his brain. Okay, so now on to the next nail. Again, we're plotting out where we want the character to be, and this is the Cowardly Lion. This one was tricky in the sense of that he's just got a very odd face. He doesn't look like a lion at all, but also at the same time he does. So it's very tricky, and his suit that he wears. So this is his arm here that I'm doing, and it's all a suit, so it's very wrinkly and, you know, folded over. There's his other arm going in, so he's kind of cowering to the side like, oh no, please don't. So it was very odd to paint that because of all the, you know, it's not a normal lion. He's in a suit. He's, you know, it's a costume. So he has all these folds and ripples in the material of his arms, which I kind of at the end of this had to just accept and just be like, that's just the way it is. So here we are again, mapping in and shading of where I want everything to be, and his little foldy, flappy cheek things. I don't know what that is. That's one of the things that adds to him having a very strange face. So I'm kind of like, you can see me umming and ahhing on where to put the paint right now, because it was tricky to kind of, you know, map out his face onto such a small nail. Okay, so I jumped ahead there. Don't judge. It took me a minute to get his face to a point where it's like, okay, I'm kind of happy with it. It kind of looks like him. That's cool. So we jumped a bit. It took a while. I didn't want to put you through the agony of, you know, watching me tickle this nail over and over and over again with a brush, doing these minor changes. So there's that. So with the lion, he wants courage, and I can see that he's very, like, he's terrified. Couldn't see it with the Scarecrow. I think he does have a brain. As I said, he, you know, sung that song with great, you know, brains. Maybe I need a brain. But he done well. Whereas the lion, yes, he does need courage. He's a big scaredy cat. Oh, did a joke. Did you hear it? Big scaredy cat. Well done. See, I'm proud of myself. This set, I'm proud. I'm happy with it. Let's just call it a day. I'm happy with them. So here I'm going in and doing his arm, his little cowardly arm, going up towards his face, trying to protect himself, like, oh no, I don't want to look, but I do want to look. And I don't know what he's doing. The reference photo that I was using, he was holding onto his hair. I remember in the film he used to always hold onto his tail when he was scared, but in this reference photo that I used, he was holding on to his mane, his hair. So, and the reference photo that I was using was actually poster art. So for the movie back in the day, it was the original poster art that I'd used these pictures from. And that's another tip. If you're doing nail art, always have a reference photo handy. And yeah, it just makes your life so much easier. So here we are, putting on the top coat of the Cowardly Lion. He's a little bit wishy-washy, a little bit sketchy, but, you know, he's there. There he is, holding onto his hair. So, going on to the next nail. This is Dorothy and her little dog, Toto. Is it Toto or Toto? Toto? I don't know, she says it with an accent, so I never know. I've never worked it out. Let me know in the comments below. Is it Toto or is it Toto? With a D or a T? Which one? Let me know. I need to know. So here we are now putting in her eyes. And this one I did have to speed up a little bit more than the other ones. As I said earlier, I don't do realism. I have never really fully done a portrait of anyone before. I've done sketches in a sketchbook of portrait pictures, but I would say in my whole lifetime I've probably done about 4 really tried on portraits. And I would only say that I'm proud of one. So here's me trying again. And I'm just, you know, going back and forward, very scattered, I would say. I go from her mouth to her nose to her mouth again and her back to her eyes. But you're going to see, there we go, we jump. Because I do keep on going back and forward, back and forward. So I hope you don't mind the big jumps every now and again. It's just, it would be agony for you to watch me just going back and forward, back and forward. So now doing her hair, and it was this light brown and then it went to this medium brown, and then you see me, I make it a little bit more darker than even this. Because in the, what did I call it? Poster art, it was quite dark, and in the movie I remember her being kind of a brunette with a hue of red in it. So, but the poster art says different, so, you know, had to add a little bit more depth to it there without using the black. So here I'm just adding in a little bit of blue. And now on to this dog, which I love dogs. I've always loved dogs. I'm a big dog person, but this dog gave me jip because he's just black and grey, and it was just so hard to like make him not look like this little poof on the side of the nail. Just like looks like he's got a little electric shock, like right next to her. I was like, oh my god, he's going to bring down the whole nail. Poor little dog. But you know, I keep on, you know, going back and forward, as you can see, like, you know, up down over there now. You know, let's just do a little bit over here, back onto this eye. But I did what I could do. I'm happy with him in the end. Why did it have to be a black dog? But yeah, just adding in the final details on to him. Don't add too much black, that might be dangerous, might be risky. And then I realised that also, you know, dogs have ears, so that's a thing. Had to add in his ear and paint over Dorothy's face, so take that. There's an ear. And finally, after wiping that a little bit away, we can top coat. And I'm happy with how this one turned out. Considering I don't do portraits, I'm okay with it. I'm happy with it. And the dog too. Again, leave in the comments what his name is. Okay, so for the final character, obviously, it's the Tin Man. I've already gone and sketched him out on the nail just to save you a little bit of time watching that. As you've seen what I do, you don't need to see how it's done. You've already seen it many times on this video. So now I'm just filling in with the colours that are required, which is grey. And what's the Tin Man? What does he want? He wants a heart. He wants a heart, yes. So, you know, I think he's quite a caring person. I think he already has a heart. I think there's a heart. There's conspiracy theories about, I need to watch it. But yeah, there's conspiracy theories about the Wizard of Oz, which is quite interesting. I've never looked into it, but I've heard about it. You know, maybe I should have looked it up before I was doing this video so that I could let you know of these conspiracy theories. But if that interests you, if you're a kind of a conspiracy theory kind of person, you know, there's one on the Wizard of Oz, so, you know, go check that out. I don't know what it involves, so, you know, don't come back at me if it's something absolutely gruesome. Because I don't know either. But I'm definitely going to check it out. Or leave it in the comments below. Shock me with your facts of the Wizard of Oz. So I'm just adding in the highlights and lowlights, or if you would even call it that, the shine of him. Again, this is a creepy point, like that little, you know, faded out face just staring back at us right now. I don't know about that. It's kind of creepy. So now doing his little nubby nose and his little nostrils, and I don't know, like a little spout on the end of his nose. Like I was like, is that also to breathe out of? I don't know. And of course his eyes, let's add the creepiness level that one notch higher. And again, in the reference photo that I was using, he looked really like, I don't know, really shocked, really surprised, like very alert. His pupils are really, really small in this reference photo. You can go check it out. It was literally just a poster of them, and it was all of them all kind of grouped together at the bottom of the poster with the castle thingy in the background. And his face is just an absolute picture. It's this, basically. Him just looking really straight-faced but surprised at the same time. So here we are, finishing him off and doing the rest of his body. I was kind of scared of doing this one because I thought it was going to be quite hard using just, monotones. But it was actually not too bad compared to the last snail. Not bad at all. So just adding in a little bit more shine here and there, and just, finishing touches. Those little finishing touches just to make it chef's kiss, or not as chef's kiss, because this is my first time trying to do this style of art. So I'm not quite there yet. I'll take that back. Apprentice kiss. Yeah. And here we are, adding on the top coat onto the Tin Man, giving him a little bit of oil. And there he is. Beautiful. And for the last nail, we are, as I said at the beginning, doing the castle. So this nail was kind of tricky in a way of lighting. A concept. Where is the light coming from? I don't know. That's an artist thing that, I still struggle with sometimes. Where is the light source? Where is the shadows? So I'm just kind of, it's quite flat to be honest with you, but as you saw, I already learned to talk. I had already done the sky, and you are now joining me on doing the grass. So we're adding that in, and I cured that, and then just placing out roughly where I want the yellow brick road to lay. And then trying to add in a little bit of divide in the hills, so it looks like it's really far away. You have to go over, a couple of hills and slopes to get this castle. It can't be that easy. It can't just be just on the other side of that little field there. No, we had to make it look like it's a little bit more further away than just a little, grass patch. So adding the yellow brick road. And now finally the poppies that the wicked evil witch of the west, I think it is the west. I think there's a witch of all places, isn't there? The south, the east. I think she's the west. She planted them down to kind of, add a decoy, add some trouble. You're not getting to the castle. You're going to fall asleep. Didn't work though, did it? No. Now we're doing the castle with these, who designed this castle? Just green sticks. So I went in first of all using a darker shade of green. Then I went ahead and cured that. And then in front of those green sticks, I added a lighter row of green sticks. And then I noticed that there's these little bubble domes in front of the green stick castle. Oh, I'm delirious at this point. It's, it's one of those sets where you're just like, I don't even know what's going on. because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not used to this sort of style of artwork. So here's the little domes. Yes, they stand out quite a lot, but I added a little bit of extra detail. But all in all, I think it worked out quite well. I think so, yeah. And that is it for the video, and whew, blimey, that one was definitely a challenge. I definitely appreciate your comment, Penny. It was such a great idea. It definitely took me out of my comfort zone. If you did enjoy it, please do leave a like, turn on the bell notification button and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye.